Hi everyone, in this video we will going to learn about how to make the HTML page interactive and responsive on the user input. Okay, so for that we will use event listeners in the JavaScript. Okay, so using event listeners in the JavaScript we can manipulate, okay, the HTML web page in a way that it can become an interactive web page on the client side. Okay, so what are the events? First of all, what are the events? Okay, so events you can consider like clicking on the web page, clicking on a button, right? So that will call a event. Moving your mouse on the web page, that is also a event. Pressing a keyboard key, that is also event, right? So these are the events. Like mainly there are keyboard keys events. Okay, keyboard events. Okay, for example, you have pressed Control plus X, that means you want to cut the text. If you press enter, that means uh, you want to bring the cursor on the new line, right? If you select text using the mouse, that is also an event. Okay, so these are the events using which we can make the web page interactive. Okay, so we all knows that HTML is a static language. Okay, so for making it dynamic we use JavaScript. Okay, and on the other hand we also having a CSS is used to style the web page. Okay, so CSS stand for cascading styling sheet. Okay, so it will make the web page aesthetic, more appealing to the user. Okay, so for example you have created some buttons there. Okay, you have, format that button in a way that it will look very appealing. Okay, as well as you have given some background clips, images, or you have pasted some beautiful colors in the web page. Okay, so that's why, so for styling the web page we use CSS. On the other hand, the JavaScript is solely for the dynamic purpose. Okay, to make the web page dynamic. Okay, so every browser has its own JavaScript engine, so we don't need to install it separately. Okay, so it will automatically provide you. For example, we are using a web browser like Chrome. Okay, you can use Edge, Firefox, okay, Safari. In case of iPhone, okay, so you can use anything. So this is all about the event listener, okay, that we have talked. Now we will come to the hands-on experience. Okay, so we will try some basic steps. So how to approach the event listener, to learn the event listeners. Okay, to use the event listener in the web page. So you can see on the screen that I have mentioned some line of code. These are the comments, right? These are the comments. For comments we use backward slash, okay, double, and this is a selection we have done for our element. Okay, so let's come to the HTML. So in this HTML page, okay, we have this syntax, this structure. Okay, so we had created a division tag inside it, and we have given the division tag class name as box. You can see, right? This is the class name box. So mainly we will continue this video with the class selectors. Okay, we will use class selector in the CSS as well as in the JavaScript. Okay, so for both CSS and JavaScript the same notation will be used, and this is draggable. Okay, so draggable means you can drag this image element, okay, anywhere, right? So this is called as draggable. If you make this false, it won't get dragged. Okay, so this way we have make it true. Okay, so for that it can be draggable. Okay, so this is all about this. Okay, and inside this division tag we have given a value as India, right? So come to the CSS. Okay, so I just have written some line of code for bringing this element in the center of the web page. Okay, so you can see, so for this I use flex and all this stuff, right? So this is all about this. Now guys, come to the JavaScript. So in JavaScript, if you want to select an HTML element, okay, so you can see on the screen that we have selected one element. Okay, so this is a class selector, right? Always remember this is a class selector, and how we can use the selectors are of two types. Okay, first one is class selector, okay, which is more easy to use. So for that just use dot and then the class name, right? Then the class name, right? And the second one is id selector. Okay, so for this we have to start with the hash and then id name, right? So this way. So these are the mainly two types for selecting the elements, okay, as well as you can select the tag also, tags, right, mentioning the tag name, right. For example, say division tag. So you can see here, so as we already discussed, that this is a class selector and this class belongs to this division tag, right. This class belongs to this division tag, okay, you can see here, right. This is a box class and we have selected this one, right. So after selecting the element of the HTML page, what we will do, we can then change the element properties, okay, like color, change color, okay. So just write the element, okay, element, this element we have mentioned this, and then use the style, okay, and then use color, right, color simply. So it will change the font color, okay, text color, you can see here, right. So till this element, this entire thing is encapsulated in this variable, element variable. That's why we are uh, for sake of preventing the more space usage, we have used element instead of this, okay. You can also use this one, right. Let me comment this out and then we will see. So if you don't want to use this element variable, you can directly take this, okay, directly take this and then add here style dot color is equal to red, okay. This will also work, right. So you can see, just for the sake of saving the space, okay, for the sake of saving the space and for better understanding, we have assigned this element to this document dot query selector description, okay. So you can see this way also you can use this, okay. So I will remove this now and will uncomment this, okay. Right guys, so if you want to change the CSS properties na, then you need to have to add style, okay, before mentioning any CSS property, okay. Style is must there. Without style you cannot change the CSS property of the element, okay, like we change the color, right. Now again, change font size, okay, font size we will change to 50 pixel for example, right. So just mention element again, style, and then here font size is equal to 50 pixel, right. I can see this has been changed to 50 pixel, right guys, this has been changed to 50 pixel. So this is how we can change the properties using this, right. So I will again comment this out. Next we will go to the event listener, okay, event listener. So as I had mentioned, okay, like the events, for example mouse events, right, keyboard events, okay, window events, add windows events, okay. So this way, so for adding the listener to these events so that we can modify them, okay, as per our convenience, so we use add event listener here, okay, add event listener, okay. So for example the syntax for this is element dot add event listener, then here mention the event, okay, event name, and here, okay, this is the alias for this element, okay. So whatever you want to do with this is a short form for this, right. So don't confuse with this is a easy thing, okay. And here block of code you want to change, right. Let me make it double. So this is syntax for this, okay guys. Here event name, like mouse over, mouse enter, mouse leave, okay, keyboard key press, key down, key up, okay, this way, and this small e, okay. So this is an alias for this element, okay. Like let me show you that this is the element we have selected, okay. So this is a full form and you can use a short form for this and make changes to this e, okay. So instead of writing element dot style dot font size, okay, font size as say 50 pixel, you can use e dot target, okay, dot style dot font size, okay. So this will do the same. The only thing is that you can reuse this event listener. Okay, you can reuse this event listener if you use the e instead of this element, right? So that's it for it. Now we will come to the point. Okay, so just copy it, we will copy it and just comment it out. Okay, so this is all about the theory. Now here we will again start select HTML element using DOM query selector. Okay guys, so here just paste this one more. Okay, paste this. Okay guys, so this is we have selected this division tag, right, using this class selector. Now we will attach event listener for listening. Okay, for listening mouse events, right? So let's say let array, so inside this array we will mention our mouse events. Okay, mouse leave, click, okay, and then double click. Okay guys, so this is a array, we have created an array of events, mouse events. Okay, so for example, now guys, what we will do for each loop, okay, we will use for each loop to loop arrays elements one after another, one after another. Okay, so it will loop each and every element. So for that we will use array, then for each. Here just mention mouse events, right? So that's it, and then start it. So this is, so the for each loop will loop one after another each and every event here. Okay, so this has been done. Now what we will do, we will attach event listener to the element. Okay, so the element, so that it can reflect the output. Attach event listener to element. Okay, so how we will do, let me show you. First of all, mention the element, then add event listener. So inside this, what we will do, as we have already used for each loop. Okay, so here we need to mention mouse events. Okay, this will be loop one by one. Okay, and then here simply mention e. So this e represent this element. Okay, this e is a, this e will represent the element. Okay, so whatever you will do with this e, it will get reflected on this india element. Okay, so that's it. And now what we will do, for example, e target dot right, text content is equal to, again we will use mouse events. Okay, you are using okay, just we will use, okay. So now guys, you can see here. Okay, so when I bring the mouse cursor over this element, okay, so it's pointing us toward this mouse enter event. Okay, from this array. Okay, so one by one it will check each and every event from this array. Okay, so like mouse enter, mouse leave. Okay, mouse enter, mouse leave. Then if you click the mouse, it will say click. Okay, if you double click the mouse, it will say double click. If you leave the area, it will say mouse leave. If you bring that again, it will say mouse enter. So this way guys, we can say we can loop the events. Okay, so it will be much easier as compared to this one, right? So this is all about how to use the event listener. Okay, now So you can select this and do this. Okay, also if you want to change the background color, you can change it as well, gold. Okay, now one thing we will do, if save mouse event, okay, equal to uh, mouse enter, right? Mouse enter, then here mouse leave, then here click, okay, and then here double click, right? And now just cut it from here. Okay, so this will be, so this what we are going to loop. Okay, 1 minute, let me bring it here. So now paste your code here, right? Copy it, paste it, copy it, paste it, okay, copy it and paste it. So what we does, we only added if else statement here. Okay, so here just say light green, okay, light green, here violet, okay, and here gray, double click. You can see, okay, it is working like this, right? And you can also do one more thing, you can change the font size also. E dot target dot style font size is equal to, for example, let's say 10 pixel. For this also add this line of code to the next one also, so it will increase one by one. So for example, let's say this is 10 pixel, so it should be 20 pixel. Okay, the next one should be 30 pixel, and the next one is should be 40 pixel. Mouse enter, it becomes small. Mouse new, if you click it will again double click, it is bigger, right? So this way guys it will work. So this way we can use this event listener, okay, to add and loop each and every event. Okay, so guys, this will be helpful for you. Thank you for watching this video.